It feels everything is right in the world again, even for just a few hours a day, because the NBA is back. Oh yes, it's like seeing old friends again. LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, and the rest of the gang. The scrimmages in Orlando have been fun and electric. It doesn't matter that they're just tune-up games. We are all just happy to finally watch basketball again. And hey, there will be more to watch because the NBA is also back on free TV. The NBA is now on TV5 and Cignal. For us basketball crazy Pinoys, that's almost like winning the lotto. Say it again with me. The NBA is here. The game we love is home. That's the headline on tonight's Sports Page.
The hottest headlines.
The integral issue.
Who will join the pantheon of the great?
What's the outlook of the future of sports?
The game changers.
The history makers.
Stories that make sports eternally compelling.
Open the Sports Page.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very special edition of Sports Page. Partner Chikiro Wapuno, finally, we can make this announcement. Why don't you introduce our guests and the announcement that they will make tonight?
That's right, Sev. Let's not waste any time. We have a great lineup here. Joining us today are our very special guests. We have Robert P. Galang, Cignal TV and TV5 CEO and President. We also have Al Panlilio, Smart President and CEO and PLDT Chief Revenue Officer. Ms. Jane Basas is with us, Smart Senior Vice President and Head for Consumer Wireless Business. And Vito Lasatin, Vice President and Head of Content Acquisition and Partner Management of Cignal TV. I think everybody is clued in on how important our announcement is today. Let's go ladies first. Ma'am Jane, this is so exciting. You have had to keep this close to your chest for a while now. I think, how long, ma'am, have you known that this was going to happen, that NBA is finally home?
Actually, and I can reveal this, right, Vito? We actually just signed the contract with the NBA last Friday, late Friday evening. So that's July 25. And we actually just started talking to them the early parts of July, So this is quite fresh. But we're very excited that we can bring the games to the Filipino fans by July 31.
Well, Sir Robert, listening to Miss Jane, they really just started negotiations early this month. I mean, does that mean that, can we infer that NBA is really excited to come back to the Philippines as well? Sir Robert.
Yes. Actually, we started discussions, since last year, but with the suspension of the games, so nag-stop yung yung mga discussions, and we were able just to resume, nga sabi ni Jane, no? And finally, we were able to sign the contract, and we're all very excited that we will be able to again broadcast the games on Cignal and TV5.
Exciting. Ang daming questions, I'm sure, yung ating mga subscribers and all the Filipino basketball fans as well. Vito, ano ang inside story nito? What happened before this, what Robert was talking about, the negotiations, and what finally sealed the deal, if you may?
Well, as Robert had mentioned, we had been working on this for a while as a group, as early as last year. Obviously, what happened with COVID and the season being suspended. It took us some time to really find the right commercial model here for our current partnership and our soon-to-come partnership with the NBA. So there was quite a bit of back and forth. With the delay, it gave us a little bit more time, but I think both parties were really, really very eager to get the NBA back on Philippine television. I think we were really aligned on that, and I really think kudos to everybody, Cignal, Smart, and the NBA. I think we all put our best foot forward. We put our very best effort to try to get this done as quickly as we could. And even then, imagine just last weekend lang napirmahan. But I think even if there were some points in the deal that were still being talked about, I think we all kind of knew and all kind of agreed that the NBA is going to be back on Philippine television and will be back by July 31.
Okay, I feel like I'm in one of your meetings, all of us in the merienda. But Al, you and I always see each other in basketball, and where does Smart come in here in the NBA quadrant, so to speak? We have Al Panlilio with us. Al?
Hi, Seven, Chicky. Good evening. Yeah, I guess first of all, I'd like to really say kudos to the team, no? Led by Robert, Vito, and Jane, and a lot of other people in TV5, Signal, and Smart worked hard on this one. I think it started late last year, working during the pandemic, but still, I think there was real good intention between the two parties to make it happen. And of course, you also know that something happened to a potential partner we had here. No? So ABS-CBN was supposed to be a partner here, but you know the story there. So we had to reassess, and we made a decision to take it on 100% by I guess by the group. No, so TV5 Signal from free to air and direct to home or DTH satellite, but really the entire digital platform is given to Smart, and we're even able to run the NBA.smart website and the NBA.com website for this one. No? So it's very important to Smart because, as you know, we want to push digital lifestyles for our customers, and one of them is, of course, as you know, Seven Chicky, the love of Filipinos, not only in basketball but sports in general, but especially in sports, no, in basketball. And that's why this was a very good deal for us, because for every prepaid customer that buys Giga Video, they will now be able to watch NBA. And for every Smart Signature or Smart Infinity postpaid subscriber, they can also have access to the NBA games.
Sige,
Chicky?
I'll stay with you. No? I just wanna shift perspectives here kasi alam ko big basketball fan ka rin. And makaka-relate ang mga fans natin sa'yo when you talk about really how much you miss the sport. I mean, can you remember, it seems like ages ago when they first announced that they were going to suspend the league. So parang how much did you miss it, and how excited are you that it's coming back?
Well, very, very excited, Chicky. I think to start with, when the season in fact opened, NBA season opened, it's not on air, diba? I mean, that was the time that we started talking about it, and then the pandemic happened, and there was no event in the country, both NBA and PBA and any local basketball. Kaya nga during the lockdown, kailan ba to? About a month ago, esports became big, and my kids were even telling me, why are you so invested in watching esports? Because I saw all 5 games against Indonesia end to end, no? And I said, because there was no other event on TV. So now that NBA is back, I think a lot of, again, as you know, Filipinos love basketball. Very exciting times for us, and really watching our heroes again in the NBA, and hopefully the PBA soon. I think we're working towards that also, to bring back basketball to our fans.
Okay. This is for Robert and Jane. What schedule are we looking at across our different platforms in the group? Maybe you can share the schedule so that our viewers can sort of earmark, so I can finally make an answer on Twitter nowadays.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay,
So I'll start with TV. It's okay with you, Jane?
Yeah,
Um,
go ahead.
Yeah, okay. We will have a channel called NBA TV Philippines on Cignal. So that's a full channel dedicated to just NBA content. And we will be having about an average of 2 games daily. So that's, you get all NBA content there. And then we have it on TV5 during weekends. So there will be a game on Saturday and Sunday on TV5, and that's free to air. We have another free to air channel. It's called One Sports, and it will be aired. The games will be aired Friday and Monday. So you will have so much basketball content or NBA content the whole week.
Exactly. And if you were to use one word to describe this new arrangement, Jane, I can only think of one word, but I'd love to hear it from you.
Ako, I guess I'll call it unprecedented, right? It has never been made available in this way to digital consumers. Historically, if you want to watch it via your digital platforms, you have to have an NBA League Pass. And according to the NBA, this is the first time that they're actually going to be integrating a live streaming site for the NBA games in a telco load back, right? So our objective really by doing this is to essentially democratize the access premium NBA content. So typically you will have to subscribe to cable or DTH for that. But by making it available via our Giga Video, then our more than 70 million customers technically have an opportunity to enjoy this amazing content.
Okay.
But let me
Yeah,
add,
go
no? Jane, you're talking about how this is unprecedented in our country, but listening to you and everything that we have to offer our fans, I don't think it's this widely available in many countries in the
Yes.
world.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why the NBA said this is the first time. So even as we were negotiating the terms of the contract, that portion on the digital engagement was actually something that was new to them as well. And having said that, even for us, Chiki, right, as a group, we only started building our platform in the second week of July, right? And even until now, as we're talking, we're still continuing to build it. So what we will launch on July 31 is actually a beta platform. And as a technology, we do expect some hiccups, but it is something that we commit to improving and enhancing as the season goes along.
Okay. Jane, thank you. And one last question before we go into our first break. Vito, how long is this? I'm sure this is not just for this season. How long is this arrangement or this relationship with the NBA?
All right, so we're going to be broadcast partners with the NBA until the 2022 to 2023 season. So we're going to start with this coming restarted season and then the succeeding 3 seasons. So I think all in all, Filipino NBA fans, you can look forward to NBA on your television, on your mobile phones, whatever platform you want to enjoy it in. I think they can look forward to enjoying it for a long time.
Okay, we'll take our first break, our first time out here tonight. But when we return, there's so many more questions we'd like to ask. I'm sure that you out there, you have questions. We'll try to ask them for you. We'll return to Sports Page after this short break. Don't go too far away.
I think every season has its own challenges, has its own obstacles, and you have to adjust to it. And this is a different year with a different challenge, a different obstacle, so you have to adjust to that and have that growth mindset. So, the mentality for me, hasn't changed, even though we had to lay off and
I mean, for me, it's like some European championship. We're every team is in the same hotel. Not every here, but like European championship. Everybody's together. You see a lot of players, so I'm used to that, and it just we're gonna be together a lot. So it's not bad.
Just in case you haven't heard, the NBA is back. All the 22 teams in the bubble in Orlando, Florida are now participating in scrimmages in hopes of shaking off the rust before the actual games begin. The scrimmages have been very competitive, and more importantly, it really looks like the players are having fun. The scrimmages have been an escape from the dread brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, not just for the NBA itself, but, well, for the fans. Speaking of whom, fans are now debating about the season awards, which will be handed out during the playoffs. Many believe the MVP award is now just a two-man race between LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak has led the Milwaukee Bucks to the best record in the league while leading the team in points, rebounds, and assists, even upping his numbers from his maiden MVP campaign last season. The King, meanwhile, remains on top of his game at year 18, leading the league in assists while piloting the Los Angeles Lakers to the top spot in the Western Conference. The two MVP contenders recently talked about how their approach is to the bubble. Let's listen.
Nothing is normal in 2020. Nothing seems as is, and who knows if it will ever go back to the way it was. Who knows? But you make the adjustments and you figure it out along the way. That's what life is all about. Life throws you curveballs sometimes, and it's how you not only approach it, but how you appreciate it as well. So nothing is normal.
As I said, my apartment increased when I was younger with my four brothers was way smaller than the suite that I have here in the hotel. So I'm just gonna try to enjoy the moment. This is something special.
All right, and we are back with our guests. The NBA's campaign for the season restart is a whole new game. Yan. Maybe Vito, tell us more about this.
Well, it is a whole new game, and it is an interesting campaign for the NBA because, I mean, really, the NBA is one of the first major professional leagues that are restarting given this current situation. And so they're obviously going to be approaching this in a very, very different but very, very innovative way. As you mentioned earlier, it is going to be in a bubble in Florida. There will be no audience members there. You've got all of the players really just in one place, playing in 3 separate courts there. So the excitement is still going to be there. All the action that Filipino NBA fans love, that's all still going to be there. But everything's obviously going to be a little bit different from what they might be used to, from the screaming fans and all of that. So it's new in that way. Plus, you've got 22 teams instead of the entire 30 that's going to be competing starting July 31. And I think there are a lot of very, very interesting storylines that fans can look forward to, especially in the West. So, it is the league that we love, but seen in a very, very different perspective and played a little bit differently than what we're used to.
Okay, Vito, you still have that voice. Why don't you come back? Okay. In the meantime, because of this, I now have to practice my Giannis, my Kawhi, and all those names that we have to mention here. Any plans? Can you share with us some plans that you have for how the NBA will be marketed via our different platforms? Robert, let's go to you.
The way we'll market it will be kind of different now because we cannot do any events because of the pandemic. So the way we'll promote it will be mainly via social media and through our own channels, our own broadcast. I guess that's a limitation that we have now, but the good thing is that we have a pay TV platform that can reach 2.3 million homes nationwide. And we have our free-to-air broadcast via TV5 and One Sports, which also would have a nationwide footprint. I guess people are just so excited about it. And the moment we air it, then the news will also spread like wildfire, even if we cannot do much now in terms of on-ground events.
Good point. Chicky?
Yeah, of course, Sir Robert, we also promised the fans now we will let them know ahead of time because now we have so many different platforms and different schedules. We'll really make an effort into giving them advance notice. No, we are going to let them know which games are coming up. I imagine you are going to be featuring and looking at which games are the most awaited, featuring these guys that we are talking about, the ones that are in the running for the MVP. Yeah, want to explain a little more how you're going to go about choosing which games to put on? Maybe Al.
I think alam naman natin ano yung very interesting games that our fans like, no? In fact, we are on the first day, July 31, we will have a NBA breakfast party or meeting with MVP and the TMT, our top management team. We were supposed to hold it in TV5, but I think we limited people who can join in, so we're moving it to the Meralco Lighthouse. But what he wants is to watch the game. The problema, the first game is 6:30 with the Pelicans and Jazz. Pero nung nalaman niyang second game is Clippers-Lakers, sabi niya ng 9 o'clock. Sabi doon na lang tayo sa 9 o'clock. So we'll start meeting at 8 and we'll really watch the first game of the Lakers-Clippers in this new season. So very excited kami, and I think this only also expands the relationship between even the SBP and FIBA, no? Knowing that we are hosting the World Cup in 2023, and we want obviously the NBA to be part of the journey with us. No? So there are a lot of things coming up from the SBP point of view, and maybe that's another discussion point. But when we had to say that we were going to take it on, I did message Mark Tatum, and he appreciated the fact that we were going to take it on solely by the MVP group, and he promised that they will also work hard on their side so that mangyari na ito, because nga the timetable was just so short, so there was also a lot of trust between the two parties to make it happen.
Okay, do we expect the visit of more NBA stars to the Philippines now that we have this relationship. Jane is smiling. Can we expect that, or is that just a pipe dream? I'm sure I have a feeling it's not just going to be a pipe dream.
Seb, contractually, we are obligated to actually not just mount local events for the NBA, but also produce original content for them. So that's something that we will be doing in the course of 2020 all the way to 2021. But I think this year it'll be very, very difficult to expect them to come here because of the current situation. But as soon as we're able to do that, we will do that.
I can add a little bit to that. So, NBA TV Philippines, I think, is really going to be the new home for the diehard NBA fan. Those NBA fans that just can't get enough of it. You want NBA 24/7? That's exactly what NBA TV Philippines is going to deliver. And NBA TV Philippines is going to deliver not just the live games, but also all the other NBA programs that fans have really come to love. Inside the NBA with Shaquille and Kenny Smith and all of those guys. You've got the magazine shows and the behind the scenes shows. You've got the classic NBA games, all of that. That's all going to be on that channel. So there's a lot of NBA content that's coming.
All right.
Sorry, Chigi. I hope I'm not asking. I am an owner of a previous exclusive channel for the NBA. Do I now get the programs? I'm sure a lot of you fans are asking out there, do these programs now go into that channel that hasn't been airing anything for the longest time? Vito.
Okay, I can take this. So if you're a postpaid subscriber, 520 and up, you will get NBA TV Philippines. If you're a Cignal prepaid subscriber, 450 and up, you will have the NBA TV Philippines SD channel. But if you are a prepaid subscriber, 600 and up, you will be able to watch the HD channel. And then Cignal and satellite subscribers that may be below those packs, you can add the channel for 200 pesos a month.
Okay, thank you very much. I feel so safe after you said that.
We have a little bit of time left, Sev, so we're just going to take a quick break and then we're going to ask a couple more questions of our guests. So stay right there. Sports Page will be back. All right, we are back here on Sports Page. NBA is back, if you haven't heard, and we are talking to the bosses, the people who made this happen. Let me ask Vito, who is our kabaro also. In terms of coverage, we know it's really a challenge because of COVID, because of the social distancing, etc. Is this going to take away from the experience of the viewers because iba na nga ang coverage ngayon?
I don't think so. I think the most noticeable difference, obviously, will be the absence of the audience. But I think as far as the production quality is concerned, really, can anybody beat the NBA? I think the production is still going to be world-class. I think the action is still going to feel like you're actually there. So, without the applause and the screaming fans, I think it'll still be a great experience.
Okay.
I'm trying to imagine what the half times will be like or the between quarters, diba? I'm sure they're gonna come up with something, right?
Ganito rin, naka-Zoom.
May masasalo akong t-shirt.
Let's get the final word in no particular order. Maybe let's start with Jane all the way to Robert, and then Al, and then Vito and Al, whoever goes first. What can you say to the NBA fans of the Philippines now that one of their favorite sports leagues is coming back to their home screens? Jane, let's start with you.
Yeah, to me, I want to say I'm very excited to be bringing the NBA content closer to our subscribers. I just want to remind them to make sure that they're subscribed to the Giga Video Pack, because for you to get the stream free, you have to be subscribed to the Giga Video Pack if you're a prepaid Smart customer or TNT customer. And if you're on postpaid, make sure that you're either on Signature or Infinity plan. And if you are on both plans, then you have free access to the NBA.smart site.
Okay. Robert?
Siguro, if there's one word I can describe, the feeling is really awesome. That finally, after many months of absence, diba? And I remember when we weren't able to broadcast anymore the NBA games, ang dami naming mga messages from our subscribers. them were very disappointed. So, but after we've signed this deal, nakalimutan na namin lahat 'yon because we're really more than excited so that we will be able to finally bring the NBA games back. And as we said, no, it's finally home on Cignal TV, TV5 and One Sports, and also our second brand satellite, no. So, um, it's available nationwide. Tapos, I just, yung sinabi kayo ni Vito, it struck me na, you know, for prepaid customers, you will just add on sa satellite o 200 pesos na top up. And that's, I guess, the most affordable price ever for somebody to have access to a full NBA channel. We'll be able to reach, millions and millions of homes nationwide. And during this pandemic, now it just gives us so much joy that we'll give them entertainment that they really love and that they really missed. So and it's amazing that despite this COVID pandemic, di ba, we have such great news for all our subscribers and viewers. So ayun lang ang sasabihin. So subscribe if you're to Cignal TV. If you're not yet on Cignal, subscribe to Satellite, di ba? So and watch the free-to-air games on TV5 and One Sports.
Okay, well said. Vito?
To the NBA fans of the Philippines, thank you for your patience. We worked as quickly as we could to get this, but finally we're here. The game you love is home. And so many ways to be able to enjoy the NBA. So NBA TV Philippines, that's going to be your new destination on Cignal, on free-to-air, One Sports and TV5, as Robert had mentioned, and on Smart. The millions of Smart subscribers, you'll be able to watch all of these games and enjoy. I'm just as excited as you are. So July 31, don't forget.
Al?
Well, of course, very, very excited. Being a number one fan of basketball too in the country. Very excited that it's back. I think what we offer are multi-platforms for our customers, from TV5 to satellite and to our wireless service, both Smart and Talk and Tech. So we're giving it to, we're trying to reach everybody as we can to offer this great content. And I think the customer experience of the NBA games will remain to be very high. I don't know whether you noticed. I watch a few of the preseason games. They've done something that highlights the sounds of the shoes, of the ball, people still cheering on LED screens. So I think even without a crowd, I think that experience will still be excellent, and I think enjoyed by everybody. It just shows you the innovation and technology, what the innovation technology can do for any kind of content, and very, very excited. So sa lahat ng nanonood, hope you're setting your alarm clocks at 6:30 first on July 31 for the first game. That NBA is back, a whole new game. See you there.
Kung wala kang kasama sa breakfast at ayaw ni
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chiki, it's been a great show with these very distinguished people.
That's right. And just a quick reminder to all of you, this is all not at the expense of what we're already getting here. We still have the PBA. We will bring you all the SBP and FIBA action and the NBA on top. So thank you so much to our guests for joining us today and for bringing back the NBA. Seb.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Seb. Thank you, Chiki.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chip.
Thank you, po. As for our last look, it may sound syrupy, but the NBA is part of our lives. It's a constant. And they say that sports may be a form of escapism. Well, at least as Robert said earlier, during this time, what else is there to do? Let's watch some NBA. And we can all watch it on all the platforms that Jane, Vito, Al, and Robert were talking about earlier. And even as we eat our latest quarantine food, we'll enjoy it even more as we enjoy the NBA. We've waited for this, and this is something that we most welcome home. In behalf of Chikiro, Puna over there in the studio, and all our great guests, this has been the Sports Page. Sam Sarmenta here saying thank you for joining us. Good night.
Good night.